guys, Chris from Hockey Tutorial here, and today you join us in Stockholm, Sweden at the infamous Hockey Gear Sweden. And what we're going to be doing in this video is taking you through the buying process, the full equipment buying process with the junior player. I'm going to be using my son in this video over here to kick off the start of junior content on the channel. The first thing I thought we should look at is how to buy top to bottom equipment for a young player. From there, we're going to be looking at the differences between the brands, the differences between the different price points within those brands, and which might be better for your junior player. Let's jump in. Now, before I jump into the video, something I've got to mention is that although I know how to buy hockey equipment for a senior player, junior equipment is something that's outside of my skill set, so I'm going to be learning as you guys are learning as we watch this video. The different rules of thumb that exist for younger players versus older players are slightly different, and we're going to be covering all of them in as much detail as we can in this video. Now, when you're looking at the different brands that you have, I know sometimes mixing and matching isn't something that everyone wants to do. A lot of us prefer to buy from the same brand, from the same family, so it looks uniform, it looks neat, but this isn't something you have to stick to, because what you'll quickly find when you come into a store to try on gear, and it's why it's so important, especially for younger players, is that although you get the piece of equipment in the exact same size, going from one brand to another, it could fit slightly differently, and what you'll find is the player might actually prefer to go for one brand over another based on a comfort, not really an aesthetical or what they like to see on themselves or what they have their favorite hockey players wearing and they want to mimic that. It can come down to a comfort perspective, and it's why it's so important to come into a store to try things on. Now, very similar to looking at buying skates for a senior player, the same rules apply to the junior player. When we look at the first piece of equipment we're going to be buying, which is the most important, that's going to be skates. This, arguably, is the most important piece of equipment any player has on the ice. It's what connects them to the ice. And their experience that they're going to have on the ice, especially from a younger perspective, if it's going to be a fun one or a painful, annoying one that they don't want to repeat, is going to be very closely based on their experience in the pair of skates that they have. If they're comfortable, they're going to be able to crack on, enjoy playing the game and develop and have fun while they're doing it. Now, when we're buying skates, this is one of those pieces of equipment that does slightly dictate what you're going to be paying for. It's not the piece of equipment that you can say, this is the budget that I want to spend and this is the brand that I want to buy. You need to come into a store like Hockey Gear in Sweden to be able to try on the pairs of skates that they have to see which ones are going to be most suitable for the child or even yourself if you're looking at buying equipment for yourself. Now, the rules that apply with skates is going to be based on the build of the player that you're buying for and the amount of time they spend on the ice, and of course the level that they are. Like my son Zach is just starting out on team. He's somebody that can skate, but he's still in the very entry levels of skating. His hockey ability is definitely at the complete novice level. So that's going to have an impact on how much I need to spend with these skates to ensure that he has a skate that is not so stiff that it restricts his movement on the ice. He needs a skate that has a soft construction to allow him to learn how to flex the boot, how to skate properly, how to turn properly, how to stop properly. The ability to learn how to flex the boot, where to flex the boot, all comes from learning the skills at the beginning of skating and playing hockey, but at the right level. Putting a child that isn't experienced enough in a top-end pair of skates is only going to restrict their ability to move and perform on the ice, but more importantly, to develop the fundamental skills that they need to be a good, strong skater as they grow up. So essentially, with skate models, when you start at the lower end of the price, you have a skate construction that is a softer construction. It might have a few less features. The liners might not be as fancy as some of the other ones, but the skate will be targeted at the right level of play for somebody like my son Zach. Now, as you move up, the structure of the skate gets stiffer. The liners will have a bit more technology. They might be a little bit softer to the touch, but this isn't something that the player's going to heavily notice. You do get a lot more features as you go up in price point, but the most important thing is the skate gets stiffer. And as it gets stiffer, you need to make sure that the player that's using them is of the right ability and of the right standard and is going to be on the ice enough and of the right build as well to warrant those expensive, stiffer skates.
So the first thing we're going to do is to measuring your feet before we choosing which skates we're going to have. So I want you to remove your shoes and your socks.
Both or just one?
Both.
Okay.
Great. So you can just stand up here. Perfect. And just stand still, and I will now start scanning your feet. Okay, so here we can see the results after scanning. So first of all, you can see your feet here. We can play around with. And the first step we see here is the foot size on the both feet. So we can see your left foot and the right foot.
Oh, so one is slightly bigger than the other?
Slightly bigger than the other, yeah.
Okay.
So here we are around 13.5, like the last youth size.
Okay, so you're almost done with that. And then
Yeah,
it'd be,
almost done.
and then from there it'll be what, junior sizes?
Size 1 in junior, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So if we look at the other one, is the foot width. Here you can see scale from here to here. That we can see here very narrow and here very wide. So you can see your feet is more to the right. That means that you have kind of wide feet.
That's from mine.
Right now.
That's from me.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. See, that's why you have trouble fitting into some pairs of skates rather than others, because you have slightly wide feet. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here we can also see, the heel width. We can see the volume of the feet, the heel depth, so this part, and we can see the instep height.
Okay.
So you have pretty high volume also. You don't have any issues with lace spikes on your currently skates.
So the front of your foot over here, do you feel like
Yeah.
it hurting when you're skating?
Normally, yeah, just like a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And also one thing that's also important is the arch height. We can see that you're high in arch. So it could be good also to put in a different insole sometimes to
Yeah.
get more support.
Again, that's me. Wide feet, high arch.
Wide feet,
He's got my feet.
high volume.
Yeah.
So the recommendation here from the machine is the last youth size in double E.
Okay.
But the machine doesn't know if the player are growing or not.
Mm-hmm.
But we both know that you're still growing, right? So we're gonna press on this button here, the next size, so size 1.
Yeah.
So we go from youth to junior.
Okay. And a question is, with the sizing, because I know for myself, the skate sizes that I use are a little bit bigger than what I should be using because I don't like my toe
No.
to brush the toe cap at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so is that something that you consider with juniors as well? Do they have that personal preference, or is it a case of you really need to be in this size because it's going to be better for you while you're learning to play the game, learning to skate properly?
So, the perfect size right now
Yeah.
should definitely be the youth 13.5 double E.
Okay.
But we know that you're still growing, so we can't just buy the skate that's good right now.
Yeah.
We need to have some extra space you can have to grow in.
Okay, and that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's a question that I always see parents asking online is, do you have to buy the size that fits perfectly, even though you know that the kid's going to be growing up quick, or do you buy with a little bit of wiggle room? How much room is too much room?
I will say that same as the machine showing us now,
Yeah.
that is a half number up.
Okay.
So it's around 5 millimeters extra space. Don't go further than that.
Okay.
That would probably make it too big.
Okay.
The foot will probably moving inside. It'll be difficult to get the support, difficult to skate. But it depending. So also, if your feet will be in between these two sizes,
Yeah.
too close to 13.5, you could go up to 1 also.
Okay.
But something around a half a size up.
Okay, so half a size up is the rule of don't go any bigger than that when
No,
you're buying skates.
no.
Perfect. Okay.
So now we're gonna try a few skates and see which one that fits you best.
Okay, should I put my socks back on?
You're gonna borrow socks from me.
They have socks for you to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna get 1 skate from Bauer and 1 skate from CCM, and I'm gonna let him choose which one he prefers. It's very important that the skates really snug around your foot. So you're feeling all the sides around, but you should feel a little bit extra space in the toe.
Okay.
So we try this one first and we'll see. So what does it feel?
It feels okay.
Feels okay?
At the sides, it just feels a bit tight.
Tight? Yeah, okay.
And I've just noticed that you went for the right foot because that was the bigger foot.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
if the right foot fits comfortably, then of course the left foot will as well.
Absolutely.
I see.
Exactly.
I literally just noticed that, so I thought I'd mention it.
Can you just stand up for me? How does it feel now?
It feels good. It feels like I could skate in it. It feels
Yeah.
quite tight. It feels like I wouldn't be wobbly and I'd have full control on the ice.
So you feel that you have support on the side? Yeah. Perfect. So now we're gonna compare with the Bauer skates. So you can sit down. We can put this on the other foot. And how does this one feel?
This one feels quite good.
Quite good?
How does it feel around the sides? Does it feel more comfortable?
I mean, to be honest, my personal opinion of this would be that they both feel the same around the sides. It's just a toe space and support anyway.
Perfect. So now you can stand up.
I would say that Bauer feels most comfortable because of the space that it has.
Yeah.
And that it's not like thin, like I can trust it.
Okay. Is that what you thought if you walked in here and had to pick CCM or Bauer?
I would go for Bauer because I've been using Bauer for a while, but not just because of that. Because Bauer, for me, it just feels like it has the extra support to push
Okay.
on the ice and to hold your weight.
So out of those two, the Bauer one feels like it's going to do a better job for you. It's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say space around your toes, do you mean like it has more space around your toes? And that's how you like it? You don't want it to be tight around your toes?
No.
Okay.
Have you decided which one you prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you prefer more Bauer,
Yeah.
not CCM? No. Okay. So but you feel that the Bauer one fits you good around your heel?
Yeah.
So if you walk here and back, the heel is not going up?
No.
No?
No.
It's secured? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then we can try the Bauer on the right foot.
So what he's been doing is, because your right foot is a little bit bigger than your left foot, he's tried the skate on first on your right foot, you noticed, and now he's switching over, and now you've gone from CCM being on your right foot, which is your biggest foot, to now Bauer going on your right foot, which is the bigger one.
Again, it feels like the other one.
Feels good. Yeah. You can stand up. You can walk there back again. Do you feel any difference inside? No?
Not really. No.
You still feel that you have support? Yeah.
I still feel like it'd be comfortable and it has
Comfortable.
loads of support on the ice.
Yeah. And you have the extra space. Yeah.
So try and remember what that feels like, and then we'll switch over to the CCM and see what that feels like.
Yeah. Okay, here you go. You can stand up. How does this feel comparing to Bauer?
Compared to Bauer, I'd actually say these are better because they feel like they're more close to your feet and they won't let you down.
Yeah.
When you're sliding on the ice and you need more control, the CCM would be best because it has a better grip on your feet, so you have more control on the ice with your feet and you're not just wobbling on the ice.
Perfect. And also, we're gonna heat the skates up. So we're gonna put the skates in the oven, put them back on your feet again. That will make the skates molding more after your foot.
Wait, you can put skates in an oven?
Yes. That's gonna make them more comfortable than they are now.
Okay.
So it's very good that you feel it, that you're really touching your feet. Because often when we put them in the oven and take them back, they will be much softer, much more comfortable. But still give you that support that you need.
Okay.
Now we have preheat the oven for around 5 minutes. Now it's time to put in the skates in the oven.
When buying skates for a junior player, how do you work out what level they should go for?
So it's depending on how many times they are on ice per week.
Yeah.
So for example, some are maybe 1-2 hours per week.
Yeah.
And some are maybe 5-6 hours per week.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference between which skates you should choose.
Okay, and if he's going to be on the ice for no more than an hour or two per week, what sort of skate range would you suggest?
So right now we're having a jet speed 485,
which is mid-range?
That is like middle range, not the top model, not the like the cheapest model, so something in between. So that gives him a good support and a lot of comfort inside. So the interior is more comfortable compared to the cheapest one, and it's not that stiff that the top model is. Perfect. Now they're done. Is there any different now compared to the first time?
Yes, there is a really big difference. It feels really good inside, and it feels like it's gonna be more specific to my foot.
So now I just want you to sit there for around 10 minutes to make them cool down.
So now that you've properly got them on your feet, even though you thought you preferred the other ones, how do they feel now?
They feel a lot better. They feel like they're just pressed around my feet and they've actually molded the shape of my feet more.
Perfect. Excited to try them?
Yeah.
Good man.
After the heating process, we're gonna choose sharpening. Okay, so I recommend 17-foot radius with around hollow 18 to 20, depending on which one you prefer. So something like that. So it's not too sharp, but not too shallow.
As always, guys, a big thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. A massive thank you to Hockey Gear in Sweden for making this video possible. And if there's any questions that you have about the equipment fitting video that we've shot today, or any of the other videos that we filmed as part of this series, comment down below and let me know, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. But more importantly, let me know in the comment section from a junior perspective what videos you want to see next. Is it more on skates? Is it more on sticks? Comment down below and let me know, and we'll make it happen. Thanks for watching, and take care.